Madden football is the home of Super Bowl 57. And this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. All that and more coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. We count down to kickoff, and this should be an epic one here, as it'll be the AFC champion Kansas City Chiefs taking on the NFC champions, the Philadelphia Eagles. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, for these Kansas City Chiefs, they, of course, were Super Bowl champions 3 years ago. The win over the Niners in Miami. They fell to the Bucs in Tampa a couple years back. They had the blown lead in the AFC title game against Cincinnati last year. And now they're back, making their third trip to the big game in 4 years.
And their recent history only increases the urgency to try and win another Super Bowl title with this group.
Meanwhile, it took until Super Bowl 52 for the Eagles to lift the Lombardi Trophy for the first time. And not too many players are left from that squad 5 years ago. But this new group is looking to write a new chapter of Eagles lore.
Yeah, we certainly all remember that performance in the win over New England. Nick Foles throwing for 373 yards, catching the Philly special that will go down as one of the most iconic play calls in Super Bowl history. Now they're back and looking to make it 2 titles in 6 years.
Set, and here we go. Super Bowl 57 is underway. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Philly's offense getting ready, and Jalen Hurts ready to lead them. The second-round pick who started his career at Alabama, then finished with an electric senior season at Oklahoma.
I think we all heard about it in the offseason. There were many questions asking if Philadelphia might consider bringing in another quarterback to replace Jalen Hurts. He answered emphatically, "This is my team," and he led them to a Super Bowl appearance. A well-deserved moment for this quarterback who just kept his head down, kept working, and eliminated all the noise.
They start on the ground here at Sanders, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming out, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Another run here with Sanders. Up down the numbers. There he goes. The 30. 10. 5. Touchdown. Philadelphia. Miles Sanders with a first touchdown of this Super Bowl, and a long one at that. And the Eagles have struck quickly here in the opening minute of this Super Bowl. So a long play for our first points in the Super Bowl.
No doubt about it, and what we see here is something that we saw all year long from them. The ability to strike from anywhere on the field. How about the way they got it started in this one?
On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. He's got it, and the Eagles lead at 7-zip. It only took him 2 plays there to find the end zone. The last one, the long run, getting him in for 6 points. touchdown. Here's Elliott on to kick it away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The KC offense set to go, led as always by the gunslinger, a former MVP in this league. It's Patrick Mahomes.
You can't help but continue to marvel at how well this man's career has gone so far. Now in his 5th season as KC starter, he's never missed a conference title game, and he's taking the field in his 3rd Super Bowl. Simply dominant, it's easy to envision him being one of the top quarterbacks for many years to come.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 18. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he'll take this one up to about the 23. Defensively, it was Avonte Maddox with the tackle.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Mahomes now to throw. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And he'll be out right at the 35. That one good for 12 yards into Kansas City first. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. Now we'll get a stoppage here as it appears we've got an Eagle slow to get up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Mahomes taps this forward. It's a jet sweep. And he'll get this only up to about the 35.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on it before he could get much out of it.
The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down. Looking to throw is Mahomes. A throw right side taken in by the tight end Gray. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like right at the 40. 5 yards, and that means they come up short as they're going to have to punt here on the opening drive.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
On 4th down, Tommy Townsend to punt for Kansas City. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Eagles will have it taking over 1st and 10. Throwing is Hurts. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far, and 2nd down.
Oh, he caught it. Just couldn't get the feet down. Couldn't get that toe tap sequence, right? I was ready to call him tippy toes if that one was completed.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Hurts. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Smith. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rally to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
On 4th down, here's Brett Kern to punt the football away. Back deep is Kadarius Toney. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. Mahomes throw into the hands here of Hardman. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Here's Mahomes to throw. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Now Mahomes. Screenplay, McKinnon. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another 1st down. They got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
That was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Mahomes going to throw. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. It looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Mahomes going to keep this himself. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal. And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that. And here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game. And all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
Now they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass. Here's a give up the middle. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2.
If you're going to keep these guys out of the end zone, you've got to be able to commit to stopping the run. And that's a nice job there, getting the safeties involved in run support.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Throwing now is Mahomes. And that's caught. It's Kelsey. Touchdown, Kansas City. 2 yards on the touchdown there. And the Chiefs are an extra point away from tying the Super Bowl at 7. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Harrison Bunker is on for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. That time a 9-play drive, and it culminates in a Travis Kelce touchdown. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Philadelphia's offense ready to go again. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
2nd down, back to Sanders. He'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28. We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful of one-on-one throws. dangerous.
Yeah, right now you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Hurts. Looking right side, and that's complete to Watkins. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 32-yard line. A good pickup there of 20 yards. That's his first catch of the game, and an impressive one against multiple defenders.
And how about that start? Really aggressive. Yeah, there was double coverage out there, but that didn't stop them at all. They went right at it and defeated it on that play.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 32-yard line. Here's Hurts to throw. And that nearly trouble, but it's incomplete. The rookie had it and lost it, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Hurts. Sideline throw. It's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. The Kansas City defense tough to throw on there, and now it's 4th down.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal. From the left hash mark, this a 43-yard attempt. The kick by Elliott is good, and they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. KC's offense ready to take over. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. They fake the give. Now Mahomes. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Now a toss here, short side. And he may have given those 6 yards right back as they're going to get to him well behind the line. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down now. Super Bowl 57. 10-7 our score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
And we are back and ready to go for the second quarter of the Super Bowl. Brandon Gaud and Charles Davis, as always, thrilled to be with you. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Mahomes.
It's Kelsey on the ground. And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. Will go down as a gain of 6. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
Here's Tommy Townsend now,
as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. Sets up to throw it.
Complete. Smith has it. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Only needing 2 yards on 2nd down. Play action. Here's Hurts.
This will be incomplete.
Well, he certainly didn't like what he saw all from the coverage on his primary reads, and he didn't even have any luck trying to get back to his safety valve. Give defense a credit. Coverage was in lockdown mode everywhere.
The Eagles on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for it with Sanders. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
102 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in the Super Bowl.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I love the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
They'll fake the give to Sanders, and now Hurts.
Got him in, it's Brown.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 47.
Hurts a handoff to Sanders.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
But no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
A good run got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Sanders. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
From the 25 on second down. Hurts. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Shotgun snap, and then the give to Sanders. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. He'll look to throw. The quick slant caught. Touchdown, Eagles! Jalen Hurts finding A.J. Brown, and they're able to add on to their advantage.
And that drive we just saw that culminated in a touchdown, exactly what many offenses are looking for. Sustained ones that can impose their will on the other team.
Elliott on for the extra point. It's good to make it 17-7. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive.
And it's capped off by an A.J. Brown touchdown.
After the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. They trail by 10, 17-7 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Now the Georgia Southern man, this is Jerick McKinnon. And he's got some space here. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a first down.
I can't help but laugh. And the only reason is anytime the backup breaks a big one like that, he's going to be hard to deal with in film, wanting to know why he's not getting starters carries.
That's what he's thinking. Great carry there. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. To throw, it's Mahomes. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. That sack courtesy of the effort of Hassan Reddick.
Well, that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Toward the sideline, and that is a nice catch as he's able to tiptoe his way out of bounds. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. There's a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ike's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. As Ike learned the ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And this one sails out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25. It will. 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here.
George Karlaftis, the man to bring him down.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll drop to throw. And this one complete to Smith. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. They'll look to throw here. A spin.
That swung out wide to Sanders.
And he is going to have an Eagles first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. And once again, this is Sanders.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it's 2nd down.
It appears they found something that's working, and they keep going back to it. I guess you can actually say he has the hot hands now, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, it's one thing to hit your guy out of the backfield once, hit him a couple times. Yeah, you're right. Maybe they're onto something.
And I think a lot of that is simply if you get it to him in space, more times than not, he's going to get more yardage than you expect out of each play.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 49-yard line. Sanders here as they run out of the gun. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Hurts throw taken in by Watkins here. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. Throwing is Hurts. Buying time to his left. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. Hurts dangerous when he runs that football. He's got a first.
Now this is a feeling I can relate to all too well. Deflation on 3rd and short. Excellent coverage. Took away all the short routes. But the one person who wasn't accounted for, the quarterback. And he used his legs to hot-foot it for a first down.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. 2 minutes on the clock in the 2nd quarter of this Super Bowl. A reminder, coming up at intermission, we'll get highlights of this Super Bowl from Jonathan Coachman and the crew in Orlando for our EA Sports halftime report. Hurts gets this to Sanders. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Hurts. It's caught by Sanders. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
They certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball, possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
On 1st down, Hurts. Oh, this is going to be caught along the sidelines. Probably shouldn't have been caught. He's going to lose yardage there. Call it a gain of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course. You got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
Hurts throw here taken in as he's able to find Goddard. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 12-yard line. 11 more yards there. This methodical drive continues.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage. So timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
Facing a 2nd and 6 from the 8. From the gun, it's Hurts. And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. And they're able to stop him short. On 3rd and 6, they'll only pick up 4. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Going for it with Sanders. And not only did he not get in the end zone, he didn't get the first down either. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. Well, they knew who to turn to on 4th down. Their horse, they needed the short yardage. He just couldn't get it.
And that's a surprise because normally that's bread and butter for them, right? Hand it to the big guy, let him go, pick up the first down. Didn't get it there. All credit to the defense. Usually, even if they know he's coming, he can't be stopped, and they got it done on that play.
The Chiefs going to go back on offense here late in this first half. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They can certainly use it down by 2 scores.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And they'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. It was Josh Sweat who got him down on the defensive side.
Well, not a game that you're going to go crazy about, but when you start at your own 2-yard line, any type of space is good for the offensive guys.
Yeah, you just can't go backwards from here. They did it. Now we'll see if they can keep it on schedule here on 2nd down. Final shot before the half from Mahomes. Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. So we've reached halftime here in the Super Bowl. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, BG, thanks very much. And welcome one and all to our beautiful new downtown Orlando studios for this EA Sports Halftime Report. First, though, a check of the next-gen stats in that first half for Kansas City. And they didn't get a whole lot accomplished through the air in those first 2 quarters of play. They'll need to up their game if they want to rally all the way back. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, they were even better throwing the football. Lots of open receivers to choose from, and you can bet that'll continue to be a focus in the second half.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in the Super Bowl.
Taken in at the 3. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3.
And right now, their chances of hoisting that Lombardi trophy not looking too great, but perhaps that long halftime, maybe it did them a world of good.
But if there's ever a chance to regroup, it's in this game, right? Because you do have that long halftime, a chance to really assess things and maybe make some changes and true adjustments. They played great all year long. That was the worst first half of the season for them. They're hoping to put it behind them and come out punching here in the second half.
And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And second down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
From the 25 on second down, Mahomes, a dump down to McKinnon. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he?
Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. Well, Fletcher Cox, he's been doing this for a lot of years, and another sack to his ledger there.
I'd say it's not panic time yet, but let's be honest about it. Empty possession here, not what you're looking for when you're down a couple of scores.
Absolutely not. Trying to start the second half off on the right foot. Unfortunately, going to give the ball up. Here's the Chiefs punter now, as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. Fair catch called for and made at about the 32-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Up the middle they go with Sanders. And takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Now on 3rd down, an extra DB out there for the Chiefs. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Throwing for Smith on the out route, and it's caught. And they've got it well across midfield, down to the 40 before it's all said and done. That 3rd down conversion, good for 23.
Now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory, right at the 40. Hurts, he's going to keep this on the option. Give him 4 yards there on the 1st down keeper.
But if you're going to run the read option, typically, you've got to keep an eye on the defensive end.
And what does that mean? What are you looking for with the defensive end?
Well, you want to play off of what he does. If he collapses inside towards the running back, then you pull it and take it yourself outside in. If he stays outside, you go ahead and leave it with the running back. In this case, pulled it and got good yardage himself.
Over the middle, complete. It's Sanders. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
certainly had success throughout this contest getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he puts up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
They'll throw on first down with Hurts. Over the middle here to Brown. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. It moves right down the field. And just like that, they're going to be set up with a first and goal.
It looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for first and goal. Oh, they go with a tight end carry. And he's in for an Eagles touchdown. Grant Calcaterra taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Eagles will extend their third-quarter lead here in the Super Bowl.
Partner, they had a good lead as they went in at the half, and they came out here in the second half and found a way to extend it. I love their consistency. Don't worry about what they said at halftime. This seemed like a team that was ready to play 60 minutes, and while this game is far from over, I love their approach.
Elliott now to have the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. After the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Taken in at the 3. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 24. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And this one is incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
To throw again on 2nd down. Mahomes got a man and he hits him in stride. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Looking to throw is Mahomes.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
And now the red flag out on the field. We'll have a challenge forthcoming.
The previous play is under review.
Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
Second and 10.
Throwing now is Mahomes. Screen play, McKinnon. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of 6 yards on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing. They were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He finds McKinnon, complete. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Here's the Chiefs punter now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. This is fielded at the 27. A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
And this is going to be an Eagles first down as the tackle made at about the 43-yard line. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
A give running left, it's Sanders. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. Thanks to Frank Clark, that play was doomed from the start. What a job defensively.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Second down, back to Sanders.
And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Hurts.
And the Chiefs are going to get him.
finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop it. A 3rd and long. You knew that he was going to throw it. He just couldn't find anybody to throw it to.
Yeah, and it shouldn't have been a surprise, but that was perfect execution of their nickel defense. That 5th defensive back, the extra defender, he really tightened up things downfield in coverage, and they were able to get to him in the pocket.
Here's Brett Kern now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Here comes Tony on the return. Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. And out come the Chiefs now. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Takes it to about the 37.
I feel like I can see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. To throw, it's Mahomes. Slant route, that's complete to Travis Kelce. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake at the line of scrimmage. Got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
On 1st down now, run with McKinnon. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, in every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
From the 45 on 2nd down, Mahomes. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Mahomes to throw. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 31-yard line. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Mahomes now to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now.
And good yardage there on 1st down, because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, or it could have gone for more.
Hands it off out of the gun. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
Just one more quarter remains in the season-long race for the Lombardi Trophy here in Super Bowl 57 from Glendale. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Folks, welcome back to the biggest stage in sports, the Super Bowl, and now we get down to the good stuff, the fourth and final quarter.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up first and goal.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding second half, haven't they? I know they just gave up a first down there for the offense. They're hoping that that's something that they can jumpstart with and maybe start to move the ball a little bit better. But it's been tough sledding for them here the entire second half.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Mahomes going to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. That's good for a gain of 6, second and goal. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1. So now things get interesting on third and goal from the 1.
This almost becomes a Darwinian call, doesn't it? Almost survival of the fittest here. I know we can go all cliche. I'll go ahead and do it. Who wants it more here? Who has a better leverage at the line of scrimmage? Let's go and see what happens.
And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Patrick Mahomes punching it in from a yard away. And the Chiefs have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
Butker on for the PAT. It's up and good, so they claw back into it, 24-14 now. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it was all capped by Patrick Mahomes using his legs to get in the end zone. After the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Eagles set and ready for their next offensive drive. And they have been the better of the two sides to this point with a 2-score lead, 4th quarter of this Super Bowl. And the Lombardi Trophy within reach as they start this drive 1st and 10. They'll start by running the option to the right. And some room to roam now. And all the way down to the 7-yard line. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down.
So that run there, I don't know if it's overstating things to call it a thing of beauty, but in terms of football plays, that's as good as you're going to see.
And the thing that stood out to me was his ability to continue through the initial contact. How many times do we see runners get slowed up and not get what they can on a run because of that first contact. But he kept the compass pointing in the right direction, kept the legs churning, and turned this into a huge play.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Here's Hurts to throw. That's swung out wide to Sanders. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Sanders will get down close to the goal line, but not in, as he'll be marked down at the 1. Call it a gain of a couple. The defense stiffening here. It's 3rd and goal.
But a spotlight hit him once already tonight as he got into the end zone. He was trying to make it a double spotlight, wasn't he?
But credit the defense, bottling him up, not letting him get in for the 2nd score there. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A.J. Brown, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Eagles are starting to pull away in the 4th quarter of this Super Bowl. That's just how they do it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
Elliott good on the extra point, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And their Super Bowl hopes are dwindling here in the 4th. That AFC crown from 2 weeks ago starting to seem like a distant memory. And this one just has not gone as they had hoped. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 21. He'll look to throw. The right side going to be caught by Hardman. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a 1st down. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Oh, he's trying for Smith-Schuster, but it's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And the Eagles are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line. This spot in the 4th quarter with that deficit had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
Philadelphia's offense ready to give us another look. And they are trying to play it cool down on the sidelines, but they know that they are very close now to wrapping this thing up and letting the celebration begin. A Super Bowl title within reach now as they try to polish this thing off. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 38.
It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Second down, back to Sanders. And he'll be stopped at the 46, gain of 3.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
They'll try and pick it up by running the option to the right.
And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43.
The decision to keep it turns out to be a good one. 11 yards in the first down.
Well, that's the fear any defense has when the quarterback gets involved in the running game. You don't usually account for him, and he's hurting them today.
Yeah, he's been very involved in the running game. Defensively, when you've got the coverage good downfield, how do you account for him, though?
Occasionally, you start to spy him. Take someone who has the same agility, who can dance with him, run with him, and try and keep him in the pocket.
That'll be especially critical here as we come down the stretch in the fourth. They'll run with Sanders up the middle. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll go with the option. Coming right. He'll wind up getting 3 on the keeper there, but it leads to a 3rd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expecting to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
Throwing is Hurts.
This is complete to Watkins on the slant. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 24-yard line. And they'll get 14 yards out of it and a fresh set of downs.
The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the fourth, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. If they continue to throw these safe passes, who can blame them?
They'll run. It's Sanders. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2. And it brings up 2nd down.
You've got to be impressed by the defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved up the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
2nd down and
8. They'll go again with Sanders. And he's got 4 down inside the 20 to the 18.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. This offense has converted 2 third downs on this drive already. This is 3rd and 4.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
Over the middle, he's got Watkins.
And the Eagles are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You just go ahead and play.
So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. Now back to throw. They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early. So
So flag for the contact, pass interference.
Automatic first.
And I know that you're going to look at me and roll your eyes, and rightfully so, because you know what I'm going to say. Doesn't the defender have a right to the football as well?
No, I don't like defenders.
That's because you spent too much time with me. Okay.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jalen Hurts taking it in from a yard out. And the Eagles are feeling good as they extend their lead in this Super Bowl. Well, the pass interference call on the previous play, that set them up nicely for that 1-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, they were able to capitalize from a yard out. Plenty of barking from the sideline about the call, naturally so. But maybe you have to quit barking a little bit and focus on the next play. Their focus wasn't there, and they gave up the touchdown.
Elliott on for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. A 10-play drive that time, and it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Touchdown. Here's Elliott on to kick it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. And Kansas City's offense now set and ready to go. And it's becoming more and more apparent that this is just not going to be their night. That Lombardi trophy so close, but the expectations simply have not matched the results as they start on this drive, 1st and 10. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 21. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. A dump down to McKinnon. And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25. So it was already a gain on the completion, but tack on some more with that penalty.
Absolutely, and no matter what angle you're making the tackle from, you can't grab the face mask, and that's just putting your defense on its heels just a little bit more.
So now factoring in the face mask, here's 1st and 10. Now here's Mahomes. Over the middle, hauled in by Smith-Schuster. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. Defensively, they're okay with that. Short little route, tackle him inbounds. Okay.
All right, cliche alert. It's time for someone to make a play because they've got to have something bigger downfield. They can't just take what they give them. They've got to force it and make something big happen for them.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Mahomes. It's Kelsey on the ground. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. Mahomes firing complete. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. Well, that's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation. Give me a fresh ball. and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Now it's Mahomes again. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Now, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have him looking at 3rd and 10. Now Mahomes. And it'll be intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And the Eagles are going to take possession here at their own 3-yard line. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here, maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
The Eagles offense now gets set to head back onto the field.
They've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the 4th quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted. So they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
A bit of an opening there on the first down as they get this forward for about 6 yards. Good game there on first down. That keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively.
Second down, back to Sanders.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5. And the Lombardi Trophy will rest in the city of brotherly love. The Philadelphia Eagles are the Super Bowl champs. And to the Super Bowl champions, they etch their name forever in NFL immortality.
That's pretty phenomenal right there. It actually gave me chills just to hear you say that, because immortality forever and ever. When you look in the record books, you'll see this team, you'll see their picture, that your name will be a part of it. That's got to be an incredible feeling, because it's been a long journey to get there.